The bridal suite felt like a dream, me in lace and flowers, everything perfect. Until Sarah stormed in, her face flushed, voice urgent. "You need to know this, Lily," she said, breathless. Sarah's words cut through my happiness like a knife. "It's about Tom." My chest tightened with a sudden dread as reality began to unravel. Years and laughter with Tom flashed before me and then shattered like glass as Sarah continued. I couldn't breathe. Betrayal hit like a storm. Who? It felt like the words were being dragged from my depths, each syllable heavy with broken trust and heartbreak. Sarah's voice cracked as she revealed the truth. "Emily, your maid of honor." My heart sank. The ground beneath me seemed to disappear. With the doors to the suite open, I was supposed to walk down the aisle. Instead, I bolted, lace trailing behind like a ghost of my dreams. Tears streamed down my face, now stained and soaked into the lace. Betrayal wrapped around me like a suffocating shroud. I ran, needing answers but terrified to face Tom's betrayal alone. My resolve hardened. I had to find the truth. Turning corners in the corridor, each footstep echoed the pounding in my chest. This wasn't the life I'd envisioned, not today of all days. I burst into the room where Tom was supposed to be. My heart was a drumbeat of anger and fear. How could he betray me like this? Tom sat alone, his handsome features marred by confusion as he looked up. The weight of his secrets hung heavy between us. I wanted to scream, to demand how he could hurt me so deeply, but words faltered. My grief wrestled with anger, neither finding release. "Why, Tom?" My voice broke, echoing my shattered trust. The truth must come out. No more lies on a day meant for vows. Tom lowered his gaze, confessing softly about feelings confused and moments unclear with Emily. It felt like a knife twisting deeper. Despair flooded through me, every shared dream ripped apart. The betrayal lay bare, dripping in sadness without redemption. "You promised me, Tom," I whispered. A vow broken, forever changed. My heart felt heavy with loss, weighted by reality's cruel grip. He tried to explain, but his words seemed hollow. Apologies bounced off the walls, meaningless amidst the wreckage of trust. I walked toward the window. The sun outside seemed oblivious, mocking my heartache with its warm glow. The wedding was meant to unite us, not tear us apart. Dreams crumbled, memories shattered, all on display for the world to witness. Sarah appeared beside me, her presence grounding, reminding me that I wasn't alone in this unexpected heartbreak. A cold clarity seeped in. I couldn't marry into this tangled mess of secrets. I knew then what needed to be done. I turned back to Tom, feeling a quiet strength emerge from the chaos. "We're done," I stated. No room for wavering. A silence filled the room, heavy and thick. The kind that settles when realization sinks deeper than words can reach. Slowly, I undid the ring. A symbol now, just a broken promise. Letting it slip from my finger, feeling freedom in its absence. Sarah took my hand, leading me away from the remnants of love that fell apart before my eyes. I followed her, finding solace in friendship. We stepped outside into the world, where the sun's warmth felt like a comforting embrace, rather than a mocking presence. Guests mingled, oblivious to the fractured dreams within. Their laughter floated through the air, a backdrop to my newfound resolve. We paused near the gates. I felt a quiet power settling. Knowing goodbye was the start of a journey back to myself. With each step away from the wedding, the weight of betrayal lessened. I felt lighter, the future ahead unwritten, but mine alone. I wasn't just leaving a wedding. I was choosing a life not defined by deception. It felt like my world was opening up, finally free. I stood among the guests in the garden, clutching my dress as laughter rang around. I felt detached, the whole scene surreal, like watching from behind a screen. Tom was at the altar, his eyes sparkled with excitement. I once knew that sparkle is mine. My heart ached, feeling like a spectator rather than the bride. I walked away from the garden towards a lonely clearing, my wedding dreams left behind. Sarah's revelation haunted me with each step. Sarah had told me everything, the truth about Tom. It echoed in my mind relentlessly. Every cherished moment felt tainted now. I doubted every sweet word Tom whispered in the past. Had deceit lingered in his soft promises all along? My world seemed colorless. Tom's betrayal cut deep, reaching beyond just us. I felt trapped in a web of shared friends, stolen moments, vows broken from the start. I stood at the edge of what might have been, caught between dreams and harsh truths. The emotional weight threatened to pull me under. I couldn't face the path ahead, not yet. I stepped back. My eyes hardened, but tears hovered, ready to fall. I returned to the garden, but nothing felt the same. Forced smiles and empty chatter surrounded me, the weight of truth pressing heavily. Hollow happiness echoed around as I stood, wishing to disappear. Every guest seemed wrapped in bliss, blind to my inner storm. Seeing Tom with a grin made it worse. The carefree joy that once comforted now stung, a knife twisting in my heart. I forced my steps to blend with the joyful crowd, but inside I screamed. A mask of composure slipped and cracked with each passing moment. Sarah found me in my turmoil, her voice soft yet grounding. She knew what it took for me to stand here pretending. Sarah's presence offered solace, yet her revelation lingered uncomfortably. She was the rock, but the truth still hovered. Tom seemed so unaware, so guiltless. His words had once made me bloom. Now, they were poison, echoing amidst vows. I could hear vows being exchanged, like distant thunder. Empty promises guised in golden words. Nothing but bitter echoes now. Every embrace felt fake. Smiles appeared rehearsed. I clutched tightly to my dress, wishing for escape, blinded by betrayal. I reminisced, imagining a life where truth mattered. But that world seemed unreachable, a dream I couldn't grasp. Tom's betrayal was all-consuming, overshadowing past joys. Each shared memory became a painful reminder, urging me to think of a new future. I reached the garden's edge, the laughter turning distant, a comforting balm over open wounds. Nature seemed kinder than the present chaos. A sudden silence fell, like the universe paused. In that moment, I felt detached completely. Time frozen around me. I broke down finally, retreating inwardly. Tears escaped, mingling with the confused realities around me. Silently, I cried as the world moved on. From my quiet space, I began contemplating a path. Stepping back, I felt a turn deep within, a slow acceptance forming. Sarah approached again, offering silent support. Her understanding gaze strengthened me, wrapping around my fragile spirit. The future was unknown, but those unchecked emotions led me back to Sarah's sisterly embrace. Her warmth was my anchor. Sarah whispered hope, offering comforting words. The trust she exhibited countered my pain, providing small glimmers forward. That unexpected comfort brought a glimpse of clarity, like breathing after being underwater. Sarah's understanding felt transformative. With Sarah's encouragement, I chose movement over despair, taking determined steps towards a new beginning. I walked away from what was into what could be, the garden fading behind me. Hope stirred like the distant stars, twinkling quietly. The garden's memories lingered, yet I stepped forward, carrying Sarah's promise of possibility. The night embraced me with its gentle darkness. Sarah told me something that shattered my world. Her revelation felt like a weight pulling me down into darkness. I retreated to my room, seeking solace as I processed her words. As I sat there, memories flooded my mind. Promises, laughter, and love shared with Tom. Each corner of my room held echoes of our time together, bittersweet reminders of happier days. I clutched my bridal bouquet tightly, hoping its fading petals could somehow stabilize my emotions. Tears blurred my vision, mingling with thoughts of trust and heartbreak. Emily's face appeared in my mind, her smile wide, mischievous as she fixed my veil. Her enthusiasm during wedding planning felt genuine, but now I questioned everything. I was caught between anger and disbelief. "How could she betray me like this?" I whispered. But the room was silent, offering no answers or comfort to my broken heart. Forgetting felt impossible as betrayal twisted my memories into doubt. I questioned everything, each heartbeat echoing with whispers of deception that edged me towards despair. Yet a sliver of hope remained. I was determined to uncover the truth beneath the layers of silence surrounding their deception, refusing to let go until I had answers. Time passed slowly, each tick etching more doubt into my mind. I replayed conversations with Sarah and Emily, searching for hidden meanings and truths amid lies. An unexpected phone call jolted me out of my reverie. It was Tom. Suddenly, My heart raced, a mix of anticipation and anxiety flooding through me. His voice, typically calming, now felt like shards piercing my resolve. He wanted to talk, to explain. Yet I was torn. Trust felt like an illusion. "It's not what you think," he said, but my heart wasn't ready to believe. Each word seemed like a puzzle, requiring effort to piece together the fragmented truth. Tom insisted Emily's actions were misunderstood. As he spoke, my mind wrestled with the narratives I had built, struggling to reconcile his version with the one I believed. My anger flared. How could he defend her? Was our history mere pretense, or was there truth? Questions suffocated me, my patience waning with each word he uttered. I demanded clarity. "I deserve the truth," I said, my voice shaky but firm. The phone line crackled, tension palpable as truth teetered on the edge. Silence filled the line. Tom's uncertainty seeped through, his hesitation a haunting melody. My heart ached for transparency, but fear lingered in the void. Finally, he spoke. Emily's actions were out of loyalty, not malice. Relief mixed with confusion. Could betrayal be masked by misguided sincerity? I hung up, drained and contemplative. His words pierced my skepticism, but healed little. My trust. A jigsaw puzzle, each piece harder to place than the last. Hours seemed endless, my mind circling back to questions that remained unanswered. I sought refuge in solitude, burying my face in my hands, grasping for stability. Drawing the curtains open, sunlight peeked through, its warmth slightly comforting. I tried to focus on the thin strands of hope left behind by Tom's uncertain explanations. I found myself sifting through old photos, searching for what once felt real. Happy moments frozen in time, now shaded with skepticism and longing. Another memory surfaced, whispering echoes of laughter shared with Emily and Tom. Could I rebuild trust on fragile foundations? The answer seemed elusive. Hunger for truth gnawed at me. I sought closure and clarity amid fading memories. A spark ignited. I'd confront Emily and discover the reality I deserved. Unexpectedly, there was a knock on the door. Panic merged with curiosity as I approached, heart beating faster as I unlocked it to face untold truths. Emily stood there, a hesitant smile on her lips. The air charged with tension as we faced each other, emotions barely contained within a fragile silence. "We need to talk," Emily said, her voice weaving a tapestry of regret and urgency. My heart raced as I let her in, prepared for what lay ahead. She revealed how her actions were meant to protect me. The weight of her words sunk in, hinting at complexity beyond my initial understanding. Wave after wave of emotion hit me as Emily explained her motives. Loyalty had been her driving force all along. Confusion intertwined with newfound clarity. I felt a strange calmness settle. Betrayal morphed into understanding. Yet the shadows of doubt lingered, whispering unfinished stories as I pondered her words. Emily offered an apology. A quiet moment ensued. I embraced it, letting the past begin to heal, aware of the delicate stepping stones on my path towards peace. As Emily left, I sensed the beginnings of closure. Remaining questions hovered on the horizon, but hope had found a foothold in my heart. As I approached the wedding venue, the garden felt like a haunting reminder of what should have been. The air was thick, like my heart, struggling under the weight of betrayal. The guests mill around, oblivious, sharing smiles that cut through my misery. Their laughter was a sharp contrast to the turmoil inside me. I felt a quiver in my chest as I noticed Emily, radiant and carefree, her bridesmaid gown shimmering as she laughed easily with others. Every giggle from Emily felt like a knife twisting deeper. This was the same Emily who'd seemed like a friend, but she danced on my pain effortlessly. Then there was Tom. Seeing him was a surge of emotions, bitter-sweet longing tangled with rage. He looked as if today was like any other. Approaching Tom, my heart thudded painfully. Memories of late-night talks and shared dreams clawed at me, whispering doubts and regrets. Fear clogged my voice. I couldn't confront him, not now. I imagined a life where promises weren't broken and I wasn't lost. The turmoil of exposing the truth battled with the desire to reclaim happiness. Strength felt elusive, drained by uncertainty. Desperation for answers gnawed at me, but every decision seemed fraught. Was I ready to weather the storm of confrontation? Movement caught my eye then. A new arrival. Hope flickered briefly, only to be extinguished as reality bit back. Feeling trapped, my own wedding a painful memory now, I wondered if every guest saw through my smile, my mask barely holding. Emily approached, her perfectly timed laughter a bitter reminder of betrayal. She seemed untouched by guilt, my agony invisible to her delight. "Hey, glad you're here." Emily's words cut through the air, all innocence. Her betrayal was carefully concealed beneath a facade of friendship. I nodded, forcing a smile that felt like betrayal to myself. Every word caught in my throat, trapped behind the pretense of festive joy. The weight of pretending was unbearable. My heart screamed for release. How could I endure this charade much longer? Tom joined the conversation, effortlessly blending in as if everything was fine. His ignorance felt like a taunt to my suffering. Their cheerful exchange mocked my solitude. I felt invisible, my pain overshadowed by their seamless lies. I needed to break free. A friend approached, sensing my discomfort. Her quiet presence was a lifeline in the ocean of deceit. "I am here if you need," she murmured. Her kindness renewed my courage a bit. But facing the truth still felt daunting. I shared a soft nod, grateful but unsure how to unravel the tangled web of deceit. Each step felt heavy, but necessary. Conversation turned to wedding plans. Jokes and laughter circled around me like fireflies, while my heart burned silently. A sudden silence fell over the group, and I realized they knew. My resolve crumbled knowing I couldn't keep pretending. Then came a choice, a turning point. Confront or conceal further. The gathering shifted, waiting on my next move. Choosing honesty, I faced Emily and Tom. The words flowed, breaking the silence with truths they denied. Emotions exploded. Tom's face paled. Emily faltered. The garden seemed to hold its breath, paralyzed by revelation. The guests shifted uneasily, whispers rising like smoke, but the weight was lifting from me. I'd found my voice. Emily protested, her words laced with weak excuses. Yet the truth had pierced her practiced smile, unraveling her deceit. Tom struggled with apologies, his mask slipping as the reality took hold. Each word was a testament to their betrayal. The tension vibrated through the gathering, but I felt the weight lifting. Truth had reset the balance. I'd reclaim my dignity. The day closed with quiet acceptance. I walked away from shattered dreams to find strength in truth, ready for tomorrow. I stood by the window, watching everyone cheerfully gather in my home. Their warmth contrasted sharply with the chill inside me. My mom, with her radiant smile, remained blissfully unaware. Mingling with the crowd, I felt out of place. My friends and family exchanged stories, laughing, while I struggled to keep my composure. Spotting Tom across the room, I couldn't help but notice his seemingly joyful demeanor. It felt like a facade only I could see through. His every word seemed to carry an edge, cutting through the room's gaiety. I stood at a distance, watching the charade unfold before my eyes. I felt a pang every time Emily brushed against him. Each touch, a silent story of betrayal, hurt more than words could. Their interactions screamed of bonds and stories I wasn't part of. I grappled with disbelief, standing in the midst of unfolding deception. Trying to breathe through the choking despair, I clutched onto fragments of courage, desperate to face the truth clinging around me. Tears welled up, threatening to expose me. I felt a surge of determination building, pushing against the cracks in my composure, a silent promise to myself. Uncover the truth amidst the laughter and betrayal. It was time to confront them, or at least understand what had shattered my world. Moving slowly through the crowd, a chill settled in my bones. I was ready to peel back the layers of lies. My mind raced as I approached them, the images of deceit reiterating every doubt. I halted, unable to voice the chaos in my heart. Suddenly overwhelmed, I turned, sharply, retreating to the sanctuary of my dimly lit room. Silence welcomed my retreat. Sitting in the quiet, I wrestled with the chaos inside me, grappling for clarity amidst a storm of emotions. Memories of Tom and me flooded back. Moments that once seemed unbreakable now felt like fragile illusions. I knew I couldn't linger in this shadowy half-truth. It was time to push through the shroud of deception. As I returned to the party, I caught sight of Tom again, his laugh echoing a reality I no longer believed in. This time, I wasn't chasing clarity, but seeking the moment to reclaim control over my story. Somehow, Emily's presence was softer, less resolute. Was there guilt beneath her surface smile? I needed to see it. With a boldness I didn't know I possessed, I stepped closer, determined to unravel the ties that bound us in silence. Their laughter quieted as I reached them. Tom's smile faded, and Emily's composure slipped for the merest second. The tension was palpable, a moment suspended as we locked eyes. My heart raced as the world seemed to hold its breath. Suddenly, Emily spoke up, her voice wavering, offering explanations masked as excuses. The truth seemed to quiver on her lips. In a rare flicker of honesty, Emily admitted her indiscretions. Tom's face fell, confirming my worst fears silently. The truth unraveled between us, a web that had caught us all in its deceitful threads. Tears welled up again, but I felt the weight lifting as reality shifted into place. I finally saw the path forward. I stepped back, feeling the boundaries redefine themselves. We weren't the same, we couldn't be. Despite the heartbreak, I saw glimpses of my own strength and a life anew. I walked away, holding on to that vision. Outdoors, the evening chill was refreshing, like a new start. I took a deep breath, ready to rebuild from the ruins. The chaos didn't define me. Instead, it molded the strength needed to step into a world of clarity and possibility. That night, my journey began anew, a path forged from truth and self-respect. I knew the healing could commence. I stepped into the room feeling the weight of betrayal on my shoulders. Bridesmaids swarmed around me, their faces anxious and supportive, ready to shield me from everything. Anna's voice broke through the murmurs, whispering, "We've got you, Lily." Her eyes were filled with empathy and heartache, matching the silent storm inside me. Despite their kindness, I could feel myself sinking further into betrayal's aftermath. Memories surged, vivid as midnight whispers shared with Tom. I questioned desperately, but why her? My voice cracked under uncertainty's relentless pressure as I sought answers that eluded me. Their silence was telling, resonating in the room like an unspoken confession. Yet, I felt a haven forming among them, pulling me gently away from betrayal's harsh glare. I found myself crumbling against Anna, unable to hold back my tears that fell like rain, washing away cherished dreams. In losing everything to lies, the joy I once held dear crumbled, leaving only distant echoes of happiness behind. I discovered hidden in despair were seeds of resilience, urging me to seek the truth that I desperately needed. Although victory still eluded me, the rekindled hope guided my exhausted spirit to rise once again. I headed toward the door, each step cautious but infused with the hope of confronting and overcoming my pain. Outside was serene, a stark contrast to my turbulent emotions. I paused, taking a deep breath and watching the world move around me. The garden stretched ahead, vibrant and alive, as though mocking my heartbreak, yet offering solace with its beauty. I remembered the laughter and plans we shared, now shattered, each memory a dagger cutting deeper into my resolve. As I lingered, heartache intermingled with the forming need for closure and justice, pushing me to confront betrayals. Inside, I gazed at the mirror, taking in the sight. I was scarred, but still fighting to regain what was stolen from me. I felt the echo of my friends' support, their words like whispers, guiding me towards reclaiming my happiness. I decided it was time to talk to Tom, stir the waters of betrayal, and demand answers I deserved. The conversation loomed ominously, and yet I felt strangely empowered by the prospect of facing him. I dialed his number, heart pounding as each ring echoed my doubts and need for the truth. He answered, his voice casual, as if oblivious to the damage I was preparing to confront. I laid my emotions bare, asking pointedly why he had chosen to betray the love we once shared. The silence stretched, his hesitation painting the air with ghostly regret and revelation. His answer was lackluster, filled with awkward excuses, leaving me unsatisfied but determined to move forward. I felt a shift, the anguish slowly replaced by clarity. My journey towards healing was beginning. With newfound strength, I realized that betrayal couldn't overshadow the support and love I had around me. My friends joined me again, their warmth steady, reminding me that I wasn't alone in this fight. Anna held my hand, promising unwavering support. Our bond had deepened, entwined with shared resolve against betrayal. Hope ignited my spirit. The path ahead was daunting, but I knew I had the courage and love to rebuild. Through the chaos, I found parts of myself I'd forgotten, ready to reclaim joy from sorrow's clutches. I embraced the future with open arms, no longer the solemn bride, but a woman ready for what lay ahead. It was a blur of days. Grief was a maze I wandered through, endlessly searching for the peace I couldn't quite grasp. The letters, Tom's words once brimming with promise, now only whispered of love gone astray. Sarah appeared like a beacon, her presence cutting through my emotional storm with unexpected clarity. With twilight framing the evening, she murmured, "I couldn't let it go without telling you." And those words reverberated. Her courage radiated through me, stirring strength trapped beneath layers of betrayal and hurt. Driven by clarity, the whispers of truth sliced through, sparking my inner fire with realizations. I unearthed confidences shared between them, messages hidden away, revealing paths to deception. The proof blossomed into conspiracies laid bare, each evidence a painful testament to betrayal. The end was near. I prepared to confront the shattered remnants of what once was. I stood before the door, heart pounding, knowing fear wouldn't thwart my need for answers. As twilight settled, Sarah's revelations echoed, emboldening my resolve to face the truth head on. In the quiet street, I sensed each breath marking the moment before everything changed. Sarah's words bolstered my heart, my steps steady as I navigated the path to confrontation. Inside, the room seemed unchanged, yet felt charged with the electricity of impending truth. Tom was there, the air thick with uncertainty as our eyes met across the room. I didn't hesitate, the letters in my hand landing between us, a catalyst for truth. He shifted, uneasy, as if each letter revealed layers of culpability unchallenged till now. Words lingered awkwardly in the air as silence filled the room, guarding unspoken confessions. I began detailing Sarah's role in exposing the truth, a narrative unfurling with each spoken sentence. Tom visibly deflated, realization slowly settling in. Understanding shadows his facade, I recounted the whispers of truth that led me here, each word slicing through facade to reveal vulnerability. Tom finally spoke, voice barely a tremor, contrasting the tumultuous revelations surrounding us. An unexpected confession unfurled. A twist that caught me off guard, redefining paths of deception. His secret exposed cracks in our foundation deepening, altering everything I thought I knew. Silence enveloped the room, a cocoon around our exposed souls seeking reconciliation with truth. Strength from Sarah's revelation became my anchor, guiding my decisions in the aftermath of truth. Peace replaced the chaos gradually, days aligning anew with unexpected clarity. With understanding, I let go of old pieces, turning towards paths of future unknowns illuminated by lessons learned. Sarah's strength and Tom's unexpected truth, both wrapped in layers, transformed what seemed irreparable. I embraced the journey, my heart lighter, ready for what lay beyond the labyrinth of sorrow. I spotted Tom and Emily at the cafe, their laughter ringing too true. I felt the sting of betrayal ripple through me, tightening my chest. I approached them, my heart pounding. "It's over," I declared, loud enough to echo. They looked stunned, like deer caught in headlights. Emily whispered, "I never wanted it to be like this, Lily." Her words sounded hollow against what she'd done. Tom sat silent, his face expressionless. His mind seemed to wander far, searching for an escape from the reality I'd presented him with. Emily's eyes darted, seeking solace that was nowhere. Her expression mirrored a broken promise, a tangled mess of regret. Tom finally spoke, his apologies hollow and soft, failing to fill the cavern of betrayal they'd carved inside me. I remembered the good times, now trash, sneaking glances across the room and feeling like we're home. But betrayal stretched miles, a growing void that pulled at every feeling I once held dear. I felt a strange liberation, the kind that comes when truth slips off its mask, revealing the comfort in knowing where you really stand. The realization hit hard, yet there was peace in the chaos. Discovering freedom tangled beneath a web of betrayal. I turned away. Each step felt lighter, as if the burden had been shed and the storm had passed. The confrontation I'd long avoided now loomed inevitable. Coming face to face with betrayal was empowering. I knew it was time to embrace healing. Confronting Tom and Emily felt like reaching new shores after a turbulent sea. Not everything lost can be regained. But the journey forward was clear. Facing betrayal, finding strength, embracing a fresh start. Freedom meant letting go, surrendering the weight that tethered me. That night, I felt lighter, free to reinvent. I found solace in knowing that confronting them was necessary, setting the stage for healing beyond the chaos. The evening air cooled my burning rage, unraveling stress, as I walked away from betrayal's shadow. The whisper of Emily's regret echoed quietly, drowning in its own deception, leaving only the truth exposed. Tom's silence spoke volumes, his expression a canvas painted with realization and acceptance of loss. In dismantling the illusion they shared, I reclaimed pieces of myself previously torn asunder. In that confrontation, amid broken vows and bruised spirits, there was a profound sense of closure, clarity emerging from turmoil, peeling layers of truth, each bringing forth hope to rebuild and grow. I walked on, leaving behind the remain of deception, the flavor of new hope on the horizon. The calm after the storm begins as I carve my path forward, letting healing guide the way. Amongst the wreckage of deceit, I grasped courage, pained yet resilient, ready to rediscover me. Breathe deeply, exhale past hurts, embrace new chapters where betrayal loses its power. My weary heart found rhythm again, each beat marking a step away from betrayal toward renewal. Tom and Emily faded to mere memories. In their place, strength to carve reconstruction. In the still of night, release arrived like long-awaited peace, softening edged memories. Healing beyond betrayal requires facing truth, finding courage to walk forward into brighter tomorrows. I stared at the old wedding photo, feeling the sting of betrayal all over again. It was a reminder of everything I thought we had. That image had been the center of my world until Tom's infidelity unraveled everything. Emily was supposed to be my friend. I felt hollow inside, like someone had pulled out the foundation of all my relationships. There had to be more to life than this. When friends gathered around me, I finally cracked. They were my lifeline, the pillars supporting me through the storm. I saw firsthand that friendship could defy mistrust. And slowly, piece by piece, I began building myself back up. As days passed, I realized Emily and Tom's isolation was obvious. Even their glances spoke volumes. Regrets whispered between them. Their worlds colliding didn't just fracture our shared friendships, but also sent them spiraling into their own solitary paths. I observed the fragility in their bond, realizing forgiveness was essential for everyone involved, including myself. Time healed with estranged threads, yet embracing compassion seemed crucial. Those twisted loops of love weren't impossible to untangle. Confrontation settled into silence. I had a choice: embrace closure or remain bound by broken promises and unsettling truths. I chose to step forward, letting fragmented pieces of trust find their place in my future, away from betrayal's shadow. In forgiving Tom and Emily, I found peace. My heart, though untangled itself slowly, like threads weaving new beginnings. As I forgave, possibilities bloomed, once lost within betrayal's shadow. It wasn't easy, but clarity unfolded gently. Emily approached me with tears and apology, her world a canvas of remorse and desperation. That moment seemed suspended in time. Despite initial hesitation, I recognized the genuine depth of her regret. It softened my heart, opening doors I thought were sealed. Tom's apology was just as earnest. Confronting him was harder, memories etched deep, but his sorrow was palpable. I realized holding on would only keep me stuck. Forgiving became a bridge to walk over into the present. Releasing bitterness was freeing. I found myself laughing again with friends, a sound I hadn't heard in weeks. Rebuilding trust wasn't overnight, but it was necessary. Each step forged a path away from pain, back to authenticity. One day, Emily invited me for coffee. We spoke as friends again, our conversation refreshing and light, hopeful. As our laughter filled the cafe, I understood time's healing touch, making way for new memories, unmarred by betrayal. Tom met us later, his expression cautious yet relieved. Past shadows lingered but didn't overshadow our new path. In that moment, I embraced the quiet strength that forgiveness brought. It changed everything, unexpectedly so. Letting go felt as vast as the sea, ebbing with my newfound clarity. I finally understood compassion's resilience. I watched the sunset, a poetic ending unfurling across the horizon. This closure felt right, stilled within eternity. Returning home, I found solace in quiet moments, letting memories become lessons while embracing future possibilities. Gentle rain fell outside as hope watered my world. Everything felt different, lighter, with possibilities ahead. Days unfurled into paths unexplored, each step revealing dimensions unthought of before. I ventured ahead. As I embraced the future, Tom and Emily joined me in healing. Our connection didn't just survive, it transformed. In the end, I found renewal in friendship's gentle embrace, a harmonious rhythm that echoed through shared life moments. I stood alone, staring at what was supposed to be my wedding venue, a garden clothed in silence. Shadows hinted at dreams destroyed, but strength tingled beneath the surface. My friends surrounded me, their loyalty unwavering even as my heart faltered. I knew that with them, rebuilding was possible despite shattered dreams and Tom's betrayal. Tom had betrayed me, but instead of succumbing to heartbreak, I found resilience. I was sculpting hope from my wounded trust, determined to fight back against darkness. Secrets lurked behind closed doors, their shadows folding around me as I hunted for truth. Light began to emerge as healing slowly took hold. Betrayal left deep marks on my heart, its lessons persistent and painful. Yet, it was the imprint of resilience that guided my path away from deceit. I began to reclaim joy and independence anew. Laughter filled spaces once occupied by pain and unmet expectations, and for the first time, I felt free. Emily quietly vanished from our lives, becoming part of our past. Her journey marked by regret. Her story was a lesson learned, not forgotten. Conflict whispered away softly, leaving room for personal growth. My spirit slowly healed as time cocooned me, nurturing newfound renewal. Life unfolded unexpectedly, reclaiming spaces once filled with stilled dreams. Strength rose from within, daring to illuminate paths forward where betrayal whispered. I took small steps on the road ahead, every movement adding clarity, leaving deceit behind. The journey was emotional but vital for rediscovering trust and joy. As I walked forward with newfound strength, Emily's chapter closed with whispered regrets fading away. My resolve only grew stronger on the path of healing. Time wove its comforting cocoon, slowly allowing renewal to blossom from within. I danced upon life renewed, ready to embrace what lay ahead. Fragmented memories resurfaced, reminding me of strength found amid betrayal's whisper. Each piece was a testament to resilience, daring me to rebuild authentically. I embraced the journey, forever changed but unfaltering. This tale, once etched in sorrow, now sang of resilience, cherished in every step taken forward. While past shadows lingered, the future beckoned with promises anew. Each sunrise gifted me the chance to reclaim dreams once lost. I carried lessons learned on wings of resilience, thankful for the experiences that sculpted my character. The road was hard, but I emerged wiser. As laughter continued to soar above remnants of pain, it interwove with strength. Joy felt sweeter when intertwined with newfound independence. The friendship surrounding me was unbreakable, trust reforged, bonds lost to deceit, crafting a network of support that guided my steps gently forward. Echoes of Emily's tale faded gently, leaving behind whispers of mercy and farewell. A reminder of paths not taken, roads to avoid. Regrets turned pages of history. Emily embarks on her own path now. Meanwhile, my story unfolded, penning hope from what once was an epitaph. Strength blossomed amidst whispers of betrayal. I dared to turn pain into art. Every burden forged creativity, all rooted in truth. Awakened to life anew, both courage and whimsy wove into days previously defined by sorrow. I danced among dreams awake at last. I lifted each foot with determination, stepping away from shadows, walking toward a landscape ripe with opportunities. Unyielding loyalty from friends reshaped trust as laughter echoed where deceit once echoed. Their companionship reconstructed warmth and hope. Lessons from Tom's betrayal continued to shape my awareness, guiding my choices with newfound wisdom and strength. I soared above expectations lost to betrayal, joy harmonizing with independence. Life pulsed with new rhythms, heartstrings untouched by sorrow. Emily's echoes were quiet, serving as reminders of paths already traversed. Each hint came with mercy and peace. Renewal unfolded where dreams stood still, enabling spirit to dance upon life anew. My courage blossomed amidst shadows, nurturing rebirth. Time cocooned pain, birthing new strength to twirl through future moments. Lessons growing with each embrace of change. My journey forever marked by resilience carried forward, always a story of transformation, though never forgotten amidst dusk of life's tapestry.